Today it is getting an MBRP stainless steel muffler set. And I'm going to compare those to the Borla ATAK with the carbon fiber tips that you see I have on here. Don't mind the dirt, haven't cleaned them in a while. And I'm going to see how they sound, which one I prefer. You know, you hear a lot of people talking about it. I haven't actually seen or heard a audio or visual comparison between the two. But to give you a little backstory as to why I ended up deciding to do this video is if we go over here, you'll notice this tip is working loose, and the rivets that hold this entire tip is coming undone. And I can actually hear this rattling when the car is running. And this is the only one that's doing it right now. Originally, the only real issues I had with this was when the exhaust showed up, the driver's side canister down here had a big dent here, a couple other little dents, and one of the connection points was bent pretty good. I wasn't too pleased with the way they actually packaged the exhaust. The way that they packaged it seemed like it was just prone to getting dropped and bending some of the material, which is exactly what happened. But, you know, Borla, they were pretty quick at replacing it, and they didn't ask for the original ones back. So, you know, my loss is somebody else's gain. But and then the other issues I've been having with these, I've noticed, is these screws that hold the actual sleeve, carbon fiber sleeve on, they work loose. I've actually found some missing, so I've had to replace them. Not a huge deal, it's just something that you need to keep an eye on if you do decide to buy this particular exhaust, the one with the carbon fiber tips. I even tried Loctiting these, and it still works loose over time. But this gives me an opportunity to give you guys a comparison. Because like I said, you don't see a lot of those floating around. At least I haven't found any. I hear people talking about it, but I don't actually see or hear anything. So we're gonna see what happens. I expect it's gonna get a little louder since the MBRP just has that, Holtz chamber, or I'm not exactly sure what that little chamber is called, that comes off down here. Instead of having this canister, you just have like a small tube that sticks off. So, you know, we'll see what it sounds like. Now keep in mind, I do have Stainless Works headers going to 3-inch Stainless Works X-pipe and then back to these Borlas. So my car is gonna be a little louder than if you just do like an axleback setup or even a catback setup. But you still should be able to get a good idea of kind of the tone, hopefully, and the sound. Unfortunately, I'm shooting this on my iPhone. My Sony camera's Rode. I have a Rode microphone from my Sony a7 III. Unfortunately, that Rode microphone is not working for some reason. So I won't be able to get as good a quality of audio for you guys. However, I'm hoping you'll still be able to get kind of an idea as to what you're looking at and working with here. Shout out to Decal Concepts. If you're looking for these, I know a lot of people like these. This is a Decal Concepts. You can find them on Instagram, and they do sell their product on Amazon. I think it's like 20 bucks for the pair. All right, so in the middle of shooting the video for this, my exhaust showed up, the MBRP. So it seems to be packaged well. I actually prefer this packaging so far, better than the Borla packaging. Box appears to protect the exhaust inside a little better. And here we go. So this is what you're gonna get if you order just the axleback portion. Got your tips here. So I chose to go with the stainless steel just for durability. I'm not a huge fan of aluminized And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have these tips ceramic coated from my my buddy at my shop that does some of the more involved work on the car. He's going to hook me up with his ceramic coater and send these off. Just have the tips coated black so I can kind of keep that murdered out look, as they call it. And so far, everything looks to be in pretty good shape. So the stainless finish is actually pretty nice. I'd say you probably would see, oh, there's a dent right there. But, you know, you're not going to see it. Not too worried about that, I suppose. But the finish isn't bad. You know, it's a polished stainless tip. I'd say you might see slightly better finish from some of the more expensive brands, but I mean, you know, negligible, not a huge deal. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'm not worried about it since it's just going to get ceramic coated anyways. The dent, hopefully that's the only issue we're going to find. But I'm going to keep unboxing this, take a look to see the condition of everything, and then I'm going to pull the car out like I originally planned. Start it up with the Borla on there, let you guys listen to it a little bit. Then I'm going to do the install, take a little bit of footage of the install to give you guys some pointers, and then we'll do the comparison with the MBRP. Stay tuned. All right, so pro tip number one, if you're jacking up the rear of your car, you'll see a black crossbeam. Jack it up from there and then put some jack stands on either side and lower the car down. Don't bother jacking from either side and having to balance the two. This is a much faster way, a much easier and really safer way of doing it.